Hello.
Hi, Dave. We're getting started. All right. I call the meeting to order. Please rise for the Pledge of Allegiance. I pledge allegiance
to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all.
All right, I move we adopt the agenda as mailed.
Second.
Linton,
Aye.
Peterson,
Aye.
Heppenstall,
Aye.
Bellinger,
Aye.
Parsons,
Aye.
Bowen,
Aye.
Williams.
Aye.
All right. Delegation.
Start, Mr. Stuckey has something he'd like to share with the board.
Hi, I've been getting some weird looks over the last couple of days for some reason. But I'd like to share with you guys a little bit about our forensic season. We just finished up this past Saturday with state forensics, and it went really well. The whole season was pretty darn good. I counted up medals, and it was just over 100 medals that our 20 kids in the program earned this year at various different tournaments. We are for the 5th year in a row, we are the Flint Hills League champions. And at state this year, about a week ago before we went to state, I told the kids that anybody who medaled at state could choose a color for my hair. And these three achieved that. And so I've got multicolored hair, so these three are to blame. So Gracie and Sadie competed in IDA, which is improvised duet acting. And they medaled in 7th place at state. And Emily competed in prose, where she is the state champion in prose this year. And I've been asked a few times, like, when is the last time we had a state champion in forensics? And I don't know. It predates me by some number of years, I think. But yeah, so it's really cool that we get to have a state champion here. So I just wanted to present them to you guys so that you guys could platform, I guess.
Yes. Congrats, ladies. Awesome.
So are you gonna perform or no?
I'm just kidding.
You could. You guys ready?
I have had the pleasure of hearing Emily and Gavin at the chamber banquet. It was awesome. They were so good.
We were asked to bring a couple performers to the chamber banquet.
Yeah, it
so
was
that
great.
neat.
Yeah.
And that was the piece.
I was
that
going to
Emily-
ask, is that the piece that it was a wonderful, so good job. Yeah.
It was Richard, right?
Yeah. I think it was the cat noise. I think that cat noise was my best one.
Yeah.
Well, these girls have all year been making goals, though. I know Emily at the very beginning of the season said last season she didn't do so hot her freshman year, like freshmen. And the very first tournament she said, I just want to qualify for state. And at that first tournament, she qualified for state. And the next thing was, I kind of like to be league champion. And then she was league champion. Twice. She was a league champion in both pros and HSA. And then it was, well, I want to get to the semifinals at state. And she got to semifinals, and she's like, okay. Yeah, twice. With HSA and pros. And she's like, okay, I want to get into finals in at least one event. And she did. And then she's like, okay, that's it. I got all my goals. I go, no. Now you got to get gold. And she did.
Yeah,
So
that's really great.
her next goal is for our whole team to be in the top 3 next year. We finished 7th out of 41 teams in the state.
So great.
Next year we've got to go for that top 3 spot. All right.
All right. Thank you so much. Awesome. Great job.
Just a few other things. The other night, we played Atchison County, and their bus broke down on the way to the game in baseball, softball. So Alan got on a bus and went and picked them up at the Four Corners and got them here, and the softball team just sent a card to thank us and the district for taking care of that, and so Alan was a big help with that. So want to share that with you.
Oh, nice.
And then had some thank yous from Mrs. Linton, thanking the board for the lunch we had this week, or last week, for American Education Week at Pandy and Pam. Pam did a lot of that, but we had a Mexican feast basically, and it went really well. So it was a good day to celebrate. So, but Amy wanted to recognize the board and thank them for that. So that's what I have for that.
All right, the treasurer's report. Any questions on the bills or the report?
I have one question on the turf here. Was it 10,000 the first year? I thought it was like
Yes.
7,500 a year.
It was 10,000 the first year, $5,000 discount, then it'd be 15,000 the next year.
But I thought that we were splitting that.
Oh, yeah, but the city's gonna reimburse us, yes, sorry, yes, they will give us, yeah.
That's,
Yeah, we will bill the city and then they will pay their half to do that, yes.
that's it. Thank you.
Yep.
Do we have the document, I should have asked this before coming here, do we have the document where it would show kind of year to year?
Percent used, percent left.
Yes,
Yeah, I can get that to you.
yes.
I can
Okay.
share that with the
I thought
board.
about it last month too, and I
What's
just,
that, the 3x3x3, is that what that shows for funds?
It's a 3-year average on all the line items, yeah. Is that what you're looking?
No, I think it's just, we used to just get it every month. It's the LOB percent, is it the LOB? What's
The fund.
the?
LOB
And the general?
And it
Oh.
would show percent used and
Yeah.
percent left.
That is in your folder under addendums. Showing how much of the general is spent and how much of the LOB, is that what you're looking for?
yeah, like
Yeah.
comparison month to month, year
Uh-huh.
to year.
It's in your folder under addendums.
Okay.
Probably number 6, there's a general in it.
I could start adding it as a singleton to Cat on that, so.
Okay, thank you.
All right, any other questions on payroll or the bills?
Just.
Or any other?
Well, just, we met with Fred, and we'll talk about that in a little bit, from Greenbush. We will do closeout on June 26th. We'll finalize this year's budget on that, so we have a plan to do that. So we're setting good, just to finalize that. Orders are being processed and getting that done, so the plan is to close out on June 26th for the year. So we have a date set for that. That's it.
All right, I move we adopt the minutes of the regular board meeting on April 12th, 2023, adopt the minutes of the special board meeting on April 19th, 2023, approve the treasurer's report of April 30th, 2023, reimburse petty cash in the elementary school of $38.43, the middle school $90.90, the high school $200, and the payment of the bills to be allowed in the total of $245,293.62 for May 10th, 2023, and the April 23 payroll in the amount of $490,616.23.
Second.
Parsons.
Aye.
Heppenstall.
Aye.
Peterson.
Aye.
Williams.
Aye.
Bowen.
Aye.
Linton.
Aye.
Bellinger.
Aye.
All right, district goals.
Okay, so we had our 3 sessions with Dr. Hart to do some strategic planning and long-range planning, and we sent a survey out to our stakeholders. Met 2 different times to garner feedback and kind of narrow things down and really talk about kind of where the district is going and set that vision. And then we had a work session with the board with Dr. Hart to really kind of take all that information and put it together to the graphic that you see here. Through that process, it was decided that the mission statement was a solid one. It's something we could work towards and continue on in the feedback that we received. So that will stay the same as we transition into this updated strategic plan. And then looking at the vision to narrow it down where, it really singles out each student will have success in their life, career, and community, which encompasses, a lot that's going on post-secondary, but as we set that foundation in school, as we go through that. So I think we talked about each student really identifying that and what that could look like for the individualized student as we address the vision and working as administration and our teachers as we go through that. So then that led to identifying 4 goals that we're working with the board and the community. The first one is curriculum, instruction, and assessment. The second one, these are no particular order, they're just put down this way. Curriculum, instruction, and assessment, recruit, hire, and retain quality staff is the second goal. Third goal is parent and community engagement and partnerships. And then the fourth goal is a focus on facilities and alignment of those resources. And for this, it's helpful for us as administrators to really identify, where that focus can be for the board, and you as the board members as well, where we can start attaching agenda items that this falls under this goal, this falls under that goal. That focus is there for us, but it also provides us for leadership to help guide the district to work towards those goals. So from that, we made some general goal statements under each goal, specifically curriculum instruction and assessment. That goal statement is to develop a learning environment that supports challenges the academic and non-academic growth of each student. We know that's important. Obviously, that's why we're here, is the academic side of thing. But that non-academic piece, the board and the community recognize that as being important to identify within the goal statement. And then for underneath that goal statement, then the board identified 4 action areas, I guess you would call them, to help focus and provide direction, which the first one being create a culture of student opportunities for learning that reflects real world, which would be under the academic piece. The second action item is engage community partners, develop learning opportunities through career pathways, again, another academic focus. The third is to develop a rotation for curriculum updates and review of appropriate academic and social emotional learning. Again, a focus on the academic side. And then the last one is ensure students have the mental health support to grow socially, and that would fall under the non-academic. So that, again, gives us direction as administration and leaders that we can start focusing and working with the staff to help those to be achieved as we go through that. The second goal, recruit and hire and retain staff. The goal statement is promote a positive culture of learning to recruit and retain high-quality staff. And to accomplish that, we want to create a positive working environment where each person feels valued and supported, develop a compensation strategies to recruit and retain staff, provide relevant and meaningful professional development for all staff, and then finally develop and provide early childhood resources, and looking specifically for our staff in that opportunity. So those were the 4 areas identified under the goal statement, working with the board and do that under recruit, hire, and retain. The third goal in the parent and community engagement partnerships, the goal statement states develop and encourage meaningful engagement with parents and community that impacts student learning. The action items under there is to ensure all community partners feel engaged and part of the school learning community. The second one is develop a communication strategies for all stakeholders, engage parents in their students' learning. The third one being continue and expand mentoring programs for students. And then the last one is develop after-school programs and opportunities for students. So that engagement piece for our community and those partnerships are important through those action items that we can try to achieve for that goal. And finally, the facilities and alignment of resources. The goal statement is to provide a safe and secure school community with quality facilities and resources, and do that through an update and maintain all district facilities, develop and maintain a safety plan that reflects safe and secure schools, and then explore future district facility needs and resources. And then below that, as on this graphic that we put together, is the Kansas CAN outcomes. We still have to to focus on those 2 through the accreditation process. So we wanted to make sure that was part of the graphic. It might not be specific to the board and our goal, or our community locally, but it's something we have to answer to on a statewide level. So we wanted to identify those and put those on there. So through that process, this is what came out of it. Thoughts or comments or anything from the board? Any changes or updates, I guess, based where it's at right now?
The only potential update I was looking at was for the vision.
Mm-hmm.
So we have mission is all to achieve, so I didn't know what we thought about in the vision. We could say each student will achieve success, just to bring in the mission into the vision a little bit. So change have to achieve. Trying to marry them together a little bit, but just a thought afterwards.
Yeah, it goes with it. I can update
You
that.
guys can
Yeah.
say no, thank you.
No, it sounds good.
No, it makes sense to line it up with that.
No, it sounds good.
Mhm.
It's genius, he says.
I contributed.
Yeah.
But the plan is to follow up on this. We'll have a work session this summer for the board to really get into some things and contribute to this vision and the mission. And it will help us as district leaders to provide the guidance to do that as it relates to, these are pretty general statements that we have as action items, but We want you guys to be involved in that process to give some specific feedback and things. You know, we have, part of that's the facility assessment. We have that done. So this will be part of the work session where we'll go through this, identify some specific areas, maybe create a 3 to 5 year facility plan, and even further down the road, if that comes to that through that conversation, this will be part of that conversation, and I'll share this with you digitally, but we have hard copies as well. But we'll do that at the work session as part of that, you know, just to really kind of hone down and provide some direction as board members to do that. So we'll get some dates to you guys and find a place to do that, and we'll just have a day where we can focus on this as a board to have some conversations to help provide me guidance, which in turn provides the district guidance as well. So.
Excellent.
So do we wait until those meetings occur, until this is communicated out, or?
No, we can go with these right now, because these are the overall just general, you know, goals, and then we're going to work on the details as we go through that with the help of the board to do that. So I think we're ready to put this out there and start having that focus. It'll help us kind of get ready for as we move into next year, our next accreditation cycle. We're going to start year 1 next year. So it really helps. It just all comes together.
And timing.
Yeah, so I think we go ahead and take action on those, and then we can, you guys can help with the details as we in our work session this summer.
I move that we adopt the updated and revised USD 420 strategic plan with the vision saying we'll achieve success.
Second.
Williams,
Aye.
Bellinger,
Aye.
Parsons,
Aye.
Linton,
Aye.
Heppenstall.
Aye.
Peterson,
Aye.
Bowen.
Aye. All right. General fund.
So last month, I mentioned this, that we're going to come to you with a request to republish our general and at-risk funds. Based on the budget that was created for this school year, the district estimated 270 free lunch students. Our actual audited number was 333 students, which is a difference of 63 students. So in order to take care of the budget authority that can be increased because of that, we will need to republish those 2 funds, because at-risk fund affects general fund through the weightings process as it goes through the formula that does that. So when we republish, we pre-audit, the general fund budget was $6,269,137. Post-audit, with the increase of the additional 63 free students, will increase the authority of the board for that general fund to move it to $6,480,495. That's an increase of $211,358 in the general fund. As it relates to at-risk fund, because of the weighting there of free students are considered at risk. The pre-audit number for that budget authority was $1,055,485, and post-audit, with the increase of the 33 or 63 students, increases it to $1,327,243, which is an increase of $271,758 of authority for the board could potentially use if needed within that fund. This does not increase the mill levy. It doesn't increase taxes at all. It just gives the board the authority based on the weightings with the increased number of free students. So there will be no increase of the mill levy, i.e. in taxes, because of this
Just want to make sure, republishing. Yeah, thank you. I just wanted to make sure that was
Yeah.
said loud and clear. Okay.
So questions on that? I know the district hasn't had to republish in a while, and I think it's happened.
I think it was my first year here, so.
Yeah, it's been a while, but the reason for
Sounds
the.
like a lot of districts are going through this right now
Yeah.
with the increase in
Because it
free,
came
yeah.
to, adding the Medicaid portion to that as an option to be qualified for free lunch. We didn't anticipate that number, it was new, so that's why that number was set where it was, because that's pretty much where the district's
Right.
been. But then with that Medicaid factor in there, and increase that number, 63 students for us, so that's the reason for the republish.
All right, I move that we republish the general fund and at-risk funds.
Second.
Bellinger,
Aye.
Linton,
Aye.
Williams,
Aye.
Parsons,
Aye.
Bowen,
Aye.
Heppenstall.
Aye.
Peterson.
Aye.
So just to follow up, we'll publish this in the paper at least 10 days prior to our meeting. We'll have a republishing hearing at our June meeting. We'll start the meeting off with that, and then we'll hold our normal meeting after that. So we'll have a hearing, and then if there's any questions or comments, then the board will take action on that. And
During our June meeting?
yeah, at the
Okay,
June
perfect.
meeting. The special meeting, that'll be at the June.
Perfect.
Hey, Ted, I do have a question.
Yes.
That gives us the authority to use it yet in this budget year or
Yes.
next?
Yeah, this budget year, it will give us the authority to do that as needed, but as you go in transferring to the next budget year, it's gonna play a factor in that.
For carryover?
Yeah, for carryover transfers and things of that nature, so, but it is for this school year. Good question.
No, that's pretty substantial.
Yes.
Right. Bleacher backs.
So I know this brought up a couple times. I have the quote there. These will be additional bleacher backs to finish out that one section in Homewood Gym. It won't be where the band is. That section will remain without backs, but that adjacent to where the band sits, that section will have backs on this. So the quotes were $14,846. Once it's approved, we'll make a plan to get it in there, and I don't
And
know
that-
if we'll have to wait.
Can I ask real quick?
Yeah.
That gets us the full O.
Yes.
So just to remind everybody, or if you weren't here, that was the intent when we purchased, but just got miscommunicated or something. So this isn't like an extra, this was part of what we approved to begin with. It just wasn't executed like that. So I don't want anyone to think that we're just,
Yeah,
but this will complete the O. So we still won't have like an O that's not
yeah,
on that side. Okay.
gotcha.
Okay, I move that and I know this is under 20,000, but I know Ted just wanted to make sure, brought it to our attention,
Yes.
just because it is a substantial amount, but approve that we purchase the rest of the seat backs, spending $14,846.
Second.
Heppenstall,
Aye.
Bowen,
Aye.
Linton,
Aye.
Peterson,
Aye.
Bellinger,
Aye.
Williams,
Aye.
Parsons.
Aye.
Did I see from a timing perspective on there, they're already booked in the summer though?
With being a smaller project like that, I think we could fit us in pretty quick. The key is gonna be whether they can get the product to do that.
That's what took forever.
That was in same with where I was previously. We had to wait for backs and things, so. But it shouldn't take any time to really get that installed with the main install done. It's just, they might have to drill some holes and then attach it, so I think it'll go pretty quick.
Yeah, I know we had to wait on the brackets
Yeah.
for the backs. The backs got here, but the brackets that hold the backs are what took forever.
Maybe they can fit us in between jobs because it won't take that long, so.
That'll be good,
But
if
we
we
can
can
get
have
that.
it set.
Yeah, get it planned. So.
All right, school vehicle.
Okay, so we have, we have two main school vehicles that we use. They're two sedans, four-door sedans. I don't know to make them. One's
Or Impalas.
Impalas. Are they both Impalas? Yeah. So they're showing some age, some mileage to do that. So we thought a SUV type vehicle sets up a little higher. We can haul some stuff in the back and update, and then have a newer vehicle as we go through that. We're not getting a bus this year. It'll be on the next year's that we'll look for another bus and do that. So I first reached out, through the state bid process to see what they had listed there, and they had one vehicle, Ford Edge, and it was quoted for around $35,000. So I reached out locally to Bernines, and they have a Chevy 2023 Chevy Equinox, as well as a Cable Dahmer out of Topeka. I reached out to them, their fleet division, and you see the quotes there for their Chevy Equinox that they have. Based on, it's a very basic model, has just what we need, there's no bells or whistles. The only thing with Bernines is, they have it in gold, harvest or something, but I want white or red, but the red's gonna be a little more, but they feel like they can get a white one for us to do that. So I'm recommending the 2023 Chevy Equinox from Bernines at $31,170, and to work with getting a white one, and they said they could do that for us. So that's my recommendation. I'll take questions.
Do you need a little bit of fluff in that?
It probably wouldn't hurt, Todd. I mean, they talked about a struggle to trade a little bit now with the market that is, to trade with other dealerships, and to do that, I don't know that it would increase the price that much, but
I don't want
Might
to
be-
lock you into a price
Yeah.
that we're off by.
yeah, if we didn't go over 35,000 maybe, I mean, that would be the goal to do that, but local's always good too, so.
Just a question, we're gonna keep the other two, we're not.
Yeah, we're gonna keep the other two, we'll have it,
That's a good question.
we're gonna park one up at the school just to have for run errands or whatever. Mr. Reeman likes the gray car, so he doesn't want us to get rid of it, so,
He doesn't, I don't think I believe you.
no, he does, that's his car.
Oh,
so.
okay, all right.
But,
His face.
but yeah, we're gonna keep it as just in case, but it has some miles on it, so, but we'll keep it up at the school for access.
So an example of like the forensic coach is taking 3 students
Yes,
to state, they could just use that and
Yeah.
they could have room for their luggage
Yeah.
and et cetera.
yeah.
Okay, thank
Yeah.
you.
And if a teacher's doing an overnight professional development,
Uh-huh.
there's plenty of room for that, you
Perfect.
know, as well, and it's a newer vehicle as well with less mileage.
Yeah. I move that we approve the purchase of a new school vehicle not to exceed the amount of $35,000 going local with Bernites.
Second.
Peterson,
Aye.
Parsons.
Aye.
Bellinger,
Aye.
Heppenstall.
Aye.
Williams,
Aye.
Bowen,
Aye.
Linton.
Aye.
Maybe we can get that red. Tell them we want that price that they quoted us, but we want red.
I would like
Work it.
the same red as the vans, but I don't know if they can get that, so
Tell them, do what you can do.
I'll see what I can do.
Ford red on a Chevy van.
A Ford red on the Chevy. That's funny. All right. Okay, foundation grant.
So, Mrs. Creetall reached out to the Osage City Area Community Foundation to get some assistance with some of our crisis items that we put in our crisis kits. So they approved $2,300 for us through that grant. This will update our crisis buckets. We're gonna transition away from buckets, and I'll talk about that in a little bit, and go to backpacks, but it's really just some crisis items that we can have for the classrooms and just in case, and so this grant's gonna help with that. So we need the board's permission to accept the grant, and thanks to Ms. Creetall for her work and Lindsay for helping out with that. And
All right, I move that we accept the Osage City Area Community Foundation grant of $2,300 to assist in our crisis purchases.
Second.
Bowen,
Aye.
Williams,
Aye.
Peterson,
Aye.
Heppenstall.
Aye.
Linton,
Aye.
Bellinger,
Aye.
Parsons.
Aye.
All right, 3 Lakes. Mr. Peterson, anything?
Yeah, so we went through, we approved a whole bunch of contracts the other night. There was a pretty good list, but starting off with financially, we're in a reasonably good spot, and they are anticipating no 5th assessment. That's the stance as of right now. There's always that last minute chance, but it looks pretty good. We did enter into an agreement with Baylor University to have one of their students work as a speech language pathologist and do their externship through 3 Lakes. The student's actually from Auburn and will be working with one of the SLPs that we have on staff.
In person?
In person. They won't be actually working as a speech language pathologist. They'll be working on getting it's part of their coursework. But there's always, when you do that, then you start to open the door for getting opportunities to find new people. So we're excited about that. On the speech language pathologist, and I don't remember whether they were remote or not, but we did 3 contracts for SLPs and 1 for an SLP for the summer program, extended school year. We did contracts with Greenbush and Celis, which was a new program they bought this year to help with the directions program. They really didn't have a curriculum, and they found that it not only worked well there, but there were other places. So we went from, I don't remember what the number of seats we had, but we purchased, I think, 350 seats, because the price per seat, if you bought them individually, we could get like 70 for the price we're getting 350. And it's a program that's growing throughout the group. Last thing on the pre-K memorandum of understanding that we did last year, where we have to keep the classroom at 50% or more sped, to not have to pay. We're having discussions around that. There was only one district last year that had to pay anything, and I think it was a couple $1,000. But they're looking at possibly changing it to where it's just a hard line. We're not gonna take any over 50%, and then we don't have to worry about the MOUs, but that is still under discussion at this point.
Yeah, our thought it was, and that was just, a couple kids, if we have some room, we don't wanna add 10 more to really increase that part that we would have to pay as a district, but, if there's a few kids over that 50%, then we'd be okay with that, but, she gave us a threshold of so many, but we won't go over that threshold above 50%, so we'll be having that for next year conversation too.
And then we did our normal resignations and retirements and hirings, and there's always a list of probably 15 to 20 people in flux one way or another, it seems like, every month. So that's the way Three Lakes ends up. They did do a video advertisement for Three Lakes that'll be available on their website, a recruiting advertisement that I thought was really good as well. So that's it.
All right, excellent. Building reports. Any questions or anything you guys want to add? These were unbelievable. It's the end of the school year.
Okay, Mrs. Paul, I have a question. We were talking about your summer school, and you've got 69 students that are participating. I'm just trying to wrap my head around, is that normal, is that high? It feels high, but I just can't remember.
We tried to invite as many as we could that we thought that they probably needed that additional support. It is a little high, I will say that, but I think it's going to benefit our students. I think part of that too is we did invite Tabitha Renfro, our reading specialist, is gonna be a part of that. So she's going to take some of our students that are just having difficulties with reading and really work with them one-on-one or very, very small group, two to one. So, yeah.
Okay, that was gonna be my follow-up, is do you feel like you have enough teachers to help?
Yes, I feel like that we do. It would always benefit to have more, but I don't think that we're to that point right now, to be honest with you. I think the group that we have is very sound, and I think they'll be really effective with our kids. So excited to see what will happen in the next couple of weeks, so yeah.
Okay, thanks.
You guys have anything?
Just read the end of Tim's.
Yeah.
The end is here.
Mr. Hessling, if they wanna know what our preschool numbers are, cause you talked about that, Todd, in our 3-year-old preschool, we will have 30. Right now, we have 8 on the wait list, so that's quite a few that are on the wait list. And in our 4-year-old preschool, we will have 27 right now.
Is 30 the max of 4-year-old as well?
No.
I thought it was a little higher for 4-year-old, isn't it?
Yeah, 4-year-olds, it's a little bit higher,
Uh-huh.
but because of the needs that we have in our 4-year-old preschools, we're trying to keep the numbers
You're right,
The
gotcha.
3-year-old numbers.
within reason.
On the 3, oh, for sure.
Yeah.
Yeah, no, that makes sense. I just was curious. It's, the 4-year-old just seemed a little low. But maybe that's, I guess, normal, around 30. Excellent.
Middle school, our 8th grade boys and girls both won league track yesterday.
Yay.
And rough estimates on our honor roll for our awards assembly tomorrow is 89% of the middle school students are on the honor roll. So that's
Excellent.
an all-time high.
Wow.
That's great.
Oh, really? That's cool.
And a couple of those could go up a little bit more too, so it's pretty good.
Okay, Mrs. Jenkins, I just had a question on the quarterly incentive that
Sure.
happened this week.
Yeah.
So, not that I need exact numbers, but roughly how many people were able to participate?
Oh gosh, I would say a little over half. I would probably say a little over half. We had a good portion who did well, and I don't know the exact numbers, but I have them. I could probably count them up for you. But I was really proud of the students too. The students that made it, took advantage of it, but the students that didn't make it, they knew that they needed to be responsible and show up at school, and they did that, so.
That is good, yeah, that's
Yeah.
good. And then how did the physical day went well?
Physical day
That
went
was
well.
wonderful as a
Yes.
parent,
Yes.
not to have to worry about it, so that's great.
Yes. I think he felt busy. I think Alex said that Osage produced a lot of kids who took advantage of that, so.
Yeah, that's fantastic. Right, I think we're ready for you, sir.
All right, so have great news to report to the board and everyone. At the State Board of Ed meeting on Tuesday, or the USD 420, Osage City was fully accredited based on the previous 5 years. So we received that notification actually today officially, but so we'll be celebrating at our last day with staff. We'll find something to do that, to celebrate that. You know, it's just a lot of hard work put in by a lot of people prior to me. I don't want to take credit because I had nothing to do with it really when it came down to it, but it just shows, that they're focused in and dialed in and really taking it seriously, whether it's academically, non-academically, the State Board of Ed outcomes and local outcomes, and it's just a lot of hard work by a lot of people. So we're going to celebrate that, as it should be, to be fully accredited, and looking forward to transitioning to the next cycle. So great news for the district, and we'll be putting that information out there by the end of the week for sure. A couple weeks ago, we had a crisis drill, our last one of the year. Went really well. Got a lot of great feedback from the staff. So much so they want to do a similar one earlier on in the year in the fall, just to really evaluate that. A lot of feedback from all directors, the staff. The kids were great. Our offsite location, people were really good about helping and supporting that as well. So just a really lot of good things and do that. Working with local police department, sheriff's department, we feel like hopefully we'll never have to use this crisis drill, in real life, but we feel like we'll have somewhat of a plan that we could be prepared as possible in the event of that. So I don't know, you guys have anything to add about the drill? It just went really well. When it came down to it. Okay.
Awesome. Excellent.
Just an update on access control to the buildings. I don't think it's going to be done by the time the staff leaves next week. So we'll be getting that completed and getting key cards and different things when they come back for next school year. So they're working on it, but I don't think we're going to be ready to distribute that. So
through the summer, they work in their classroom, they'll just use their normal
they'll just have their
means.
key. And so once we get it and we can get to everybody, then we'll go through that process when we return. So. But they're finalizing that soon, but I'm hoping by the end of the month they'll have it all the way done. So just a reminder about high school graduation and 8th grade promotion. Graduation is the 14th on Sunday at 2 o'clock. And then promotion for 8th grades on Monday, the 15th at 7. So want to be here about 15 minutes early, that'd be great. We can get you going and doing that exciting day. I know we have some parents that have some graduates here, so.
Is there anyone for the middle school who's not gonna be there?
If we have a baseball game, I won't.
I'm questionable.
If you want, just let me know before, so I
Yeah,
put the correct seats out.
I'm assuming Tyler, you're in the same boat as me, so.
Kat, PJ, you wanna hand out certificates then? Corey?
Want Sure. All about it.
It's the best part. I am hogging all of Sundays.
I'm gonna hand
I've
out
made
one.
that clear.
You guys-
You get to, right? If there's anybody you guys have special on Sunday, you can, but I.
And then just end of the year luncheon, I mentioned that's next week, our last day at noon. We've invited retirees, and I think we have about 15 that have RSVP'd.
We're up to 20.
20.
That's so great.
It's pretty cool. They're excited about that. So we're inviting you as well to attend, enjoy lunch, and we'll have a little bit of a program and recognize some people.
That's great.
But excited about that. And they're excited to come with the retirees, so to do that. So we're going to start around noon, and so we want to invite you to that next Wednesday. So with that.
You send out an invite, or
Yeah,
so let her know. Okay,
yeah, we'll
perfect.
remind you, but
Excellent.
it is in the school year's here. It's been a whirlwind for me coming in new, and the district was in great shape. I just kind of took the baton and went with it. Can't believe we're at the end of the school year, and I'm just about done with my first year. I just want to thank the staff for their hard work and making this a successful year. I know we still have a lot of challenges in today's world and education, but our group shows up and takes on those challenges. I want to thank our students. You saw some of those tonight. We have a lot of kids involved in a lot of things and doing a lot of good things, and it's just good to see and good to be a part of, kids that really take pride in what they do. So, and then I want to thank our administration, our district directors, and Patty and Pam, and we just have a good team here. They're focused on the right thing, which is kids, and that's what it comes back to. And so I just think it's been a good school year, and just want to thank everyone for that. But I think we're ready for it, too. But it has been a great school year. So that's the end of my report.
Excellent. Okay, I move we go into executive session to discuss supplemental positions, certified positions, and classified positions pursuant to non-elected personnel exception under COMA. And the open meeting will resume in the boardroom at 8:10 with the superintendent and principals present.
Second.
Linton,
Aye.
Peterson,
Aye.
Heppenstall.
Aye.
Bellinger,
Aye.
Parsons.
Aye.
Bowen,
Aye.
Williams.
Aye.
Open session, we are extending the meeting, same motion, 30 more minutes, returning at 8:40.
Second.
8:40.
Yes, please.
Parsons.
Aye.
Heppenstall.
Aye.
Peterson.
Aye.
Williams.
I turned him down.
Oh, David Williams.
It's fine.
Aye.
Bowen.
Aye.
Linton.
Aye.
Bellinger.
Okay, we're back in open session. We're extending for 10 more minutes, resuming at 8:50 with the same motion.
I second.
Aye,
Aye.
Aye.
Hi.
aye. Even Dave, you got Dave? He said aye.
10 minutes.
Yes, thank you. We'll take it.
They should process there.
Okay, we are back in open session. I move that we accept the retirement resignations and recommendations as presented.
Second.
I mean, I'm happy to say.
Okay, Bellinger,
Aye.
Linton,
Aye.
Williams,
Aye.
Parsons.
Aye.
Bowen,
Aye.
Heppenstall.
Aye.
Peterson.
Aye.
Motion to adjourn. Second.
Aye.
Well, we'll do Kelly first. Heppenstall.
Aye.
Linton,
Adjourn, motioning to adjourn.
Yeah.
Peterson,
Aye.
Bellinger,
Aye.
Williams,
I gotta log out of this.
Parsons.
Aye.
Okay. Thank you, guys. I know.
Sorry.